Two hikers in the Himalayas encountered something they never expected. As they climbed higher through the thin, icy air, a massive, upright figure appeared in the distance, moving slowly against the snow-covered slope. It was too large to be human, too deliberate to be an illusion. In that silent moment, they realized they might be looking at the legend itself, the Yeti.
No masz, a ty zawsze tam coś za kamieniem wydawało mi, że się ruszało. Co tam jest? Widzisz? Zobacz, tam na lewo od kozicy to jest. O kurde. Pokaż to na tym. O kurde, masz to? Weź to, masz to? Gdzie to jest? O, tutaj, o kurde, co to jest?
Niedźwiedź?
Nie. Nie no, niedźwiedź tak nie chodzi. Co to jest? Do kozicy? Co to jest?
Its slow, human-like walk left both hikers stunned. Some believe the footage could be evidence of the Yeti, long described in regional folklore as an ape-like creature roaming the Himalayan peaks. Adding to the mystery, the hikers noted there was no trail or path in that direction, almost ruling out the possibility of it being just a person. Whatever it was, the strange figure remains unexplained. This man encountered something truly terrifying while hiking deep inside a forest at night. As his flashlight cut through the darkness, something massive moved between the trees, silent, deliberate, and watching. Each step he took echoed against the forest floor, but the other footsteps, they didn't belong to him.
What is that? Looks like eye shine. Whoa. Should I whistle? Fuck. Whistling was a bad idea.
A large figure with glowing eyes appeared in the darkness, its size and shape sparking immediate debate. Some claimed it could be Bigfoot. Others insisted it looked more like a bear, while skeptics argued the scene might have been staged. Yet, the eerie lighting and isolation of the forest make the footage undeniably unsettling. To this day, the creature's identity remains unknown. In 1980, campers in North Carolina's Uwharrie National Forest reported a terrifying encounter. Late one night, they heard strange noises outside their tents and spotted a tall, dark, bipedal figure standing about 20 feet away. It was nearly 7 feet tall, broad-shouldered, and powerfully built. One camper managed to snap a photo before the figure quickly disappeared into the woods. Shaken, the group packed up and left immediately. The incident was briefly mentioned in local newspapers but soon faded into obscurity. This video was recorded in California's Sierra Nevada mountains. Covered in brownish fur, the figure looked massive compared to the nearby trees. What made the recording even more unsettling were the strange echoing sounds in the background, adding weight to claims that it could be the elusive Sierra Bigfoot. But with little information ever released about the footage, it remains shrouded in mystery. A driver was heading down a quiet forest road when he spotted a figure moving between the trees. Grabbing his camera, he started recording, but within seconds, the creature slipped back into the woods and vanished. He searched from his car, scanning the tree line, but it was already gone. The driver was convinced he had just captured Bigfoot. In 2009, Bigfoot hunter Michael Green set up a thermal camera in North Carolina, an area long associated with sightings. To attract activity, he placed peanut butter and squeaky toys on a tree stump. Later that night, the camera captured something unexpected. A dark figure can be seen creeping into view, swaying slightly for a few moments before disappearing into the darkness. Some of the toys were later found scattered deeper in the woods. The 3-minute footage was analyzed by experts, many suggesting it could be Bigfoot. Known as Squeaky, it remains one of the most talked about pieces of evidence ever recorded in those woods. In March 2021, a hiker in California's San Bernardino National Forest came across something strange while walking off trail through a canyon. A single, massive footprint. It had a clear heel, distinct toes, and measured about the length of a men's size 12, but nearly twice as wide. Nearby, a few partial toe impressions were visible, yet no other full prints could be found. In a remote Tibetan village near the Chinese border, locals claim to have found a massive humanoid figure lying on the ground. It had a human-like face, tangled hair, a gorilla-like torso, and enormous feet. The video quickly spread online, with many calling it proof of the Yeti, or perhaps Bigfoot itself. Others weren't convinced, saying it looked more like a movie prop than a real creature. Without further evidence, it's hard to say for sure, but believing it takes a leap of faith. In June 2001, Jim Mills and his group set out on a backpacking trip through California's Marble Mountains when they stumbled upon something strange. Deep in the forest, they found neat piles of leaves and branches, claw marks gouged into tree trunks, and large flattened areas that looked like makeshift bedding. Later, as they explored further, they managed to capture something truly unexpected on camera.
It's kind of looking at us.
I don't see it.
It's moving now.
The trees? It's to the right of them. It's walking that way.
What tree?
Trees?
Do you see?
Okay. See that King's Castle?
Yeah. He's that
Look down that
kind
hill.
of little skinny thing.
That little thing.
A tall, dark figure was seen moving along the ridge, walking upright and steady. Could Jim and his group have actually captured Bigfoot on film? A viewer who claimed to be a Bigfoot researcher shared a strange piece of footage from one of his field expeditions. The clip shows something large and dark moving through the trees, its outline hard to define, but its motion steady and purposeful, almost human, yet not quite.
Where'd it go? This part of it. Where'd it go?
The video shows a dark figure moving through the woods. It doesn't look as large as people would expect for a Bigfoot, leading some to think it might be a juvenile. But honestly, it also just looks like a person dressed in black. Personally, I doubt it's Bigfoot. Deep in the forests of Oregon, someone snapped this photo near their cabin after seeing something they could hardly believe. Standing among the trees was a tall, broad, human-like figure. It instantly reminded them of Bigfoot. Knowing few would believe their story without proof, they were relieved to have caught the moment on camera. But the question remains, do we believe it now? On August 28, 2025, Jeff captured something strange on camera while driving past a fog-covered forest. Through the mist, a dark figure seemed to move between the trees, too tall, too still, and gone before he could take a second look.
Whoa.
He spotted a towering figure moving between the trees, at least 8 feet tall, covered in thick brown fur with a heavy muscular build. Many argue no costume could capture that level of detail, but others can't help wondering, isn't this just a little too good to be true? In 1895, an explorer named Orrin Jeff entered Grand Caverns with a homemade box camera, experimenting with long exposures in complete darkness. During one shot, he heard faint movement nearby, triggered a flash, and swore he saw 3 figures staring back at him. Days later, he returned with friends to retrieve the camera. When the film was developed, it revealed a grainy image showing 3 shadowy human-like shapes near the cave's mouth. The photograph resurfaced decades later and still sparks debate. Some call it genuine evidence, while others dismiss it as nothing more than a clever hoax. In 2022, hikers at Ohio's Salt Fork State Park filmed a dark figure moving through the woods. It was tall, broad, and walked with a strange, heavy stride, nothing like a person. When they reviewed the footage, the figure seemed massive and covered in dark hair before vanishing into the trees. The video reignited claims that Salt Fork might truly be home to Bigfoot.
It's the Ohio grass man. What is that? Look at it. It's not a person. Look at the hair. You can see all the hair.
The video shows a dark, hairy creature walking upright with a wide frame and smooth, natural stride. It appeared smaller than expected, leading some to believe it might have been a young Bigfoot. Salt Fork has a long history of Bigfoot sightings, over 36 reports dating back to the late 1800s. With no wild apes native to the region and so many eyewitness accounts over the years, many can't help but wonder, did the hikers really capture a Bigfoot on camera? While hiking up Bald Mountain, a couple caught sight of something that stopped them cold, a dark figure gliding across the steep river bottom below. It was massive, completely black from head to toe, and it moved on 2 legs with an eerie, effortless stride. No backpack, no gear, no sign it was human in it. For nearly 5 minutes they stood in stunned silence, watching it navigate terrain that would take an experienced climber half an hour to cross. The thing moved fast, too fast, and never once stumbled or looked their way before slipping behind the trees and vanishing. They filmed what they could, but the footage came out shaky and distant. Still, they marked the exact location and shared where the figure had been. An untouched stretch of wilderness with no trail, no camps, and no reason for anyone to be there. When they replayed the video later that night, both sat speechless. The movement, the shape, the impossible way it crossed that rugged ground, none of it added up. Whatever they saw on Bald Mountain that day, it wasn't human. While hiking in Kluane Park, Yukon, a hiker spotted a large footprint pressed into the silt of a river valley. Photos later compared it to women's size 8 and 9 feet, revealing clear, toe-like impressions. Some suggested it could have been a bear's double step, but the lack of claw marks cast doubt. Whether it belonged to an animal or something else entirely, the single deep print remains unexplained. It was rush hour in South Dallas, traffic crawling near exit 42 by the Dallas Zoo, when out of nowhere a towering dark figure sprinted across the freeway. Drivers froze as the creature, long-armed, shaggy, and enormous, cleared 4 lanes in just 3 strides before disappearing into the thick woods of the Trinity River Preserve. Witnesses said it looked bigger than a car. Some believed it was an escaped gorilla, others swore it had to be Bigfoot. Skeptics offered a simpler explanation. Maybe it was just a bear caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Most Bigfoot sightings describe a dark, ape-like figure moving through the woods. But during one trip through snowy terrain, a group of men reported something very different. They saw a large creature covered in white fur, walking with the same long, steady stride often associated with Bigfoot. Yet this wasn't in the Himalayas where a Yeti might be expected. It happened somewhere else entirely. Where exactly, though, remains unknown. On New Year's Day 2020, a hiker in Northern California snapped this photo, only later realizing what they might have captured. When shared online, it quickly caught attention. Many pointed out the figure's unusual size, comparing it to the surrounding landscape. Estimates suggested it stood around 7 to 8 feet tall. Zooming in, viewers claimed to see facial features and even a conical-shaped head, traits often linked to Sasquatch sightings. Others argued it was simply a black bear distorted by distance. To this day, the image remains unexplained. A Reddit user posted a video showing a large shadow moving across a bridge near a forest. There's no solid proof beyond the shadow itself. It could easily be a person standing close to a light source. Still, its size and shape make it look unnervingly strange. Seeing something like that in person would be enough to scare anyone. A trail camera in a remote New York forest captured a strange figure. At first, the photo went mostly unnoticed, but when a second, similar image from the same area surfaced, it drew new attention. Some believe it shows a young Bigfoot, while others think it could be something entirely different. With New York's dense forests and long history of strange sightings, these photos carry an undeniably unsettling edge. Back in December 2019, a Reddit user visiting their great-grandfather's 5,000-acre cattle ranch in the Plumas foothills of Northern California captured something strange. The land stretched from the valley floor to the forested hills, and on that quiet afternoon, an eerie, echoing sound rolled through the trees, something that didn't belong.
It's creepy.
Faint yet deeply unsettling. A distant howl was captured in their short recording, echoing through the trees like something alive and watching. Who or what could have made that sound? Some believe it was a Sasquatch, its haunting call echoing through the hills. Others think it might have been an animal, distorted by distance and terrain. But for those who heard it firsthand, the tone, the depth, felt anything but ordinary. A Reddit user hiking in the Pacific Northwest snapped a photo after noticing something moving in the woods. When he later checked the image, it became clearer. An ape-like figure walking upright, covered in dark fur. It didn't match any known animal in the region, but it did resemble a familiar legend around those parts: Bigfoot. Could he have actually captured it on camera? A man built a small makeshift cabin deep in the woods and set up a trail camera to keep an eye on it while he was away. In one motion-triggered photo, he noticed something unusual. He thought it might be an animal caught at a strange angle, but he couldn't figure out which one. It wasn't a bear, yet it didn't match typical Bigfoot descriptions either. The body looked long and muscular, walking upright like a man, while the head and snout resembled a large dog. People online started calling it a dog man, though he's still not convinced. One thing's for sure, he's decided never to stay at that cabin alone again. A man went into the woods at night to retrieve his trail camera. He heard branches snapping nearby but couldn't see anything, so he left in a hurry. Later, while reviewing the footage, he froze. There was a strange face close to the lens. It had human-like features but was covered in fur shaped more like an ape. The image was taken around the same time he was in the woods. Some say it's proof Bigfoot exists. Others think it was just a prank, but no one really knows for sure. On May 18th in Monroe County, Michigan, Edward Henry and his 12-year-old son were fishing near Plum Creek when they suddenly heard heavy rustling in the woods, followed by a loud thud. Moments later, they saw something that left them frozen in disbelief. A towering figure, nearly 8 feet tall with a thick, hairy back and a massive build, stood before them. The moment it noticed their presence, the creature turned and quickly disappeared into the forest. Hikers were out for a relaxing walk when they stumbled upon something deeply disturbing. Piles of bones scattered across the forest floor, like a hidden graveyard. Skulls, jaws, and vertebrae from deer, cats, and even dogs were arranged in eerie patterns. Some believe wild predators dragged their prey there, while others think it was something far more deliberate, possibly even linked to Bigfoot. The discovery unsettled the group so much they left immediately, haunted by a chilling thought. What if they were next? A Reddit user shared a photo, claiming one of her in-laws took it during a hike in coastal Georgia. They managed to capture a single blurry shot and a short, shaky video before the figure slipped back into the trees. The camera was too far, and the lighting too dim, leaving few details to see. Online debates quickly erupted. Some insisted it showed Bigfoot, others said it was just a bear or a person. The family doesn't have clear answers either. All they know is that what they saw was unlike anything they'd ever seen before. Shared by a man named Jeremy Hinson. In this supposedly leaked footage, a father and son are seen reviewing what they captured, and as they watch the video back, their reactions reveal just how unsettling it really is.
Check out this video sent to me by a follower. Do y'all see that? This is a leaked video from the special team assigned to watching over the look. Ooh my gosh. Look at the family of them. You see them, baby? Look.
Yeah.
What is that?
By the foot.
Our first clip shows something truly rare, what many believe to be a Sasquatch family. According to the original post, the footage came from a specialized team assigned to monitor a restricted section of forest, a location that remains classified, likely to protect the habitat of whatever these creatures are. The team was tasked with observing and documenting anything unusual in the area, and this might just be the most extraordinary thing they've captured. In the video, we see 3 large figures walking away through the trees. The one in front is believed to be the father, the one in back the mother, and the smaller figure in the middle, the child. Skeptics argue it could just be a group of monkeys, and yes, the video is low resolution. But here's the thing. Monkeys don't walk like this. The way these figures move, long, deliberate strides, it's far more human than ape. And even through the blur, you can still make out that signature dome-shaped head and wide, heavy shoulders, classic traits reported in Bigfoot encounters. What makes this clip especially unique is the group sighting. Most Bigfoot encounters involve a single creature, but here we may be witnessing an entire family moving together in their natural habitat. It's blurry, it's mysterious, but it's fascinating. Let me know what you think. Is this real, or just another hoax? Drop your thoughts in the comments